All right. Riley and I decided to talk about the war in Iraq just because it was something we agree on most things, so we figured this would be something that we don't because she's against it and I'm for it for different reasons. And I'm super sick, so I apologize if I am retarded. Excuse that language. So, uh, what, why are you opposed to the war in Iraq?
I just feel like it was unnecessary, and at the time I wasn't a fan of President Bush and the choices that he made for our country. Just mostly because of parental influences, because my mom and Dion were against him, or my mom and stepdad were against him. So that's kind of like my views reflected on theirs, and I just feel like it wasn't necessary, and we lost people that we shouldn't have lost because of it. And like, I just don't ever feel like war is an answer to problems.
So,
So I just feel like we shouldn't have gone.
so you were against the war primarily because parental influence, didn't care for George Bush. You thought the war itself was unnecessary, and due to the unnecessary war, there's unnecessary loss of life. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
And also because you just don't believe in war.
Yes.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah. Just I feel strongly that there's other solutions to a problem other than violence. Violence is not the answer.
I can, I can see where you're coming from, and I agree with that to an extent. Um, I obviously have been to Iraq uh, 2 times for 28 total months.
Wow.
First deployment was January 2005 to January 2006. My second deployment was October of 2007 to February of 2009. So 16 months. Not, for me, it's hard to say that I'm like that the war was unnecessary, pointless, because I lost a lot of good friends. Uh, I lost a piece of me. Like, I'm not the same dude as I was before. So for me, it's obviously it's biased, but I think that what we did over there was good. A lot of the stuff, that I saw firsthand. I mean, some of it was reported here and there, but I mean, I think it's just a different story when you're there and when you're not.
So basically, you're saying that since you went and firsthand you saw, you kind of have a biased opinion, and since you say you lost parts of yourself and people that you got care about and all that, you don't want to think that it's like you lost them for no reason. And while you were there, you saw good that you and your fellow troops, like, you saw the difference that you guys made. So that's the
Exactly.
impact.
I do
That
agree
makes
though
sense.
that like after living through that stuff and like doing those things, like I'm 100% against violence. Like I
Yeah,
think I agree with
that's
you on
good.
that because it's not a fun thing and it's not a pretty thing and it's not like the movies. There's no glory in it.
Yeah.
No one when someone gets injured or killed, there's nothing that's like there's no way like all right Johnny you did it for America. It's just a horrible, grisly, painful death. So
Yeah.
I can
That's
understand what you're
scary.
saying, and to talk about your Bush point, like I feel maybe maybe Iraq wasn't as warranted, I guess, as Afghanistan. Um, but I can't imagine being the president of the United States and having an attack of the magnitude that we did on our
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
and then just not responding in
Yeah.
some way. So I can understand why more people were upset about Iraq because we didn't find weapons of mass destruction, or we supposedly didn't find weapons of mass destruction. But either way, um, the people there were definitely like they were terrorized. They lived in fear. So some of the I know we were there forever because I think that the mission that we did do was handled poorly. Uh, we did do some good.
So basically, you're saying that from Bush's perspective, him not, having an attack on the U.S. and not responding, like, you think that he did the right thing by responding the way he did after everything that happened?
I don't know if it was necessarily the right thing,
Yeah.
but I think that he did need some type of action to come
Okay.
from it.
Okay. 5 minutes, 17
What?
seconds.
Go Hawks.